Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what are the messages with the cards that come out in this reading for you today. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin to find out what cards come out, what messages come through with the cards that come out in this reading for you today. We have the Knight of Swords. We do have some air sign energy. You could be dealing with a Gemini, a Libra, or even an Aquarius with this. We have the Hermit card in the reverse. We have some Virgo energy with this as well. You could be dealing with a Virgo too. And we have the Death card also in the reverse. And with the Death card, we do have some Scorpio energy. So you could also be dealing with a Scorpio. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this Knight of Pentacles showing up here, this does feel like committed energy. I do feel like there is a sense of being all in and committed into something, in spite of how long it's going to take or even any kind of delays that may come up. I do feel like with the Knight of Pentacles, this feels like moving forward at a steady pace, but I do feel like it's quite committed. And I do feel like when it comes to being able to actually enter into a connection, it does feel like it takes time to be able to get off the ground. But I do feel like once you're in, it is something solid, something that is also quite locked in and committed. I do feel like there could be somebody coming towards you. I do feel like this person is taking their time and even going back and forth within their mind. I do feel like they may be overthinking things. I also feel like with this Knight of Pentacles, there may be also a sense of really trying to consider a lot of things when it comes to being able to approach you and trying to figure out how exactly to approach you. I also feel like with the Knight of Pentacles, this feels like just the trajectory of things being something that is moving forward at a steady pace. But I do feel like there is a sense of also being able to actually feel even more locked in as a result of being able to take your time with something. And there's a sense of wanting to see it through. But with the Knight of Swords showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of wanting to be able to either be able to reach out. I do also feel like there's communication. Hearing from this person is something that's happening even unexpectedly or suddenly. When it comes to being able to hear from this person, I do feel like it's something you weren't anticipating, but this does feel like an energy of wanting to be able to communicate something to you from this person. With the Hermit card showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of being able to actually get out of a time of isolation. I do feel like with the Hermit card, this feels like a sense of having had spent some time. Either there could have been blocked communication, or there could have just been some sense of a distance between yourself and this person. But with this card showing up in the reverse, this does feel like a sense of that coming to an end. And I do feel like with the Hermit card showing up in the reverse, that when it comes to an isolated period of time spent alone, this also feels like not being able to actually gain the most satisfaction out of that. So it does feel like there is a sense of wanting to be able to get closer to a person, wanting to be able to hear from a person, and also having that isolation being a time that's kind of weighing heavy on you. It's like there's something that feels like it's missing. So I do feel like with this Knight of Swords showing up over here, this could also be something that's prompting someone to want to be able to reach out and they want to act quickly. The Death card showing up in the reverse, this feels like an energy of wanting to be able to hold on to something, and I do feel like there is a sense of not wanting things to change within your connection. So that does feel like there is going to be some kind of a change on the horizon for your connection. But I do feel like this person that you're dealing with could be somebody who's more resistant to change, just someone who wants things to stay the same. So I do feel like they want to hold on to the way things are or to the way things have been. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have the Eight of Cups in the reverse. We have the Page of Pentacles. And we have the King of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Wands. So this King of Wands showing up over here, this does feel like a pretty strong, passionate type of energy when it comes to this situation or even just this connection. It is one that does actually affect someone quite deeply. And I do feel like with this vested interest from this person, it does go quite deep. I also feel that there's a sense of wanting to be able to take the initiative in a connection. So this feels like someone coming towards you, and I do feel like this person is in a space where they are quite decided. I do feel like they're going to act from a place that's quite decisive. I do feel like with this Eight of Cups showing up in the reverse, this could be past energy. This could be somebody returning to your life, a past person returning to your life that may have walked away. And I do feel like that could have been a premature or impulsive decision to initially walk away. And they recognizing that. But I do feel like with this Eight of Cups, this does feel like an energy of wanting to be able to come back to something that feels emotionally fulfilling. It's like they can't find something better. And I do feel like with this Eight of Cups, there is also a recognizing of having had taken something or a situation or someone for granted. I do feel like with this Eight of Cups showing up in the reverse, this feels like an energy of being in a space of realizing what they are missing or what they have lost or what they have walked away from or taken for granted. So this does feel like an energy of wanting to make a wrong right. But emotionally, this person feels connected to you. And I do feel like that there may be also a sense of kind of having a hard time with really being able to manage those feelings. And I do feel like it is something they can't get away from. But with the Page of Pentacles showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being open to a new start. I do feel like with the Page of Pentacles, this feels like a strong start, a sense of being able to actually start something out on the right foot with someone. This could be somebody new. I also feel like this could also be somebody who's returning into your life with that Eight of Cups showing up in the reverse and that Death card in the reverse. But this does feel like an energy of being in a good place for starting something. With the Page of Pentacles, this feels like consistent energy. This also feels like a very diligent energy when it comes to the energy that you're being met with in starting something with someone. And also feel like even on your own. With the King of Cups, this feels like an energy of dealing with somebody who is, I do feel like this person may be somebody who's older. And you also feel like with the King of Cups showing up here, this does feel like somebody who is also someone who's used to being in control or is trying to gain control over their emotions and the situation. It's like they're not letting it unfold naturally. But with this King of Cups, I definitely feel like this person has a lot of feelings towards the situation, and I do feel like those feelings are not lost. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have past life relationship. We have the honeymoon card. And we have the soulmate card. So this past life relationship card showing up over here, this feels like comfortable energy. I do also feel like with that Eight of Cups showing up in the reverse, this feels like a sense of somebody being able to realize how much you mean to them, how much the situation means to them. This does feel like also a sense of realizing how comfortable it is here. It does feel like a feeling of feeling at home with someone. I do feel like with the past life relationship, again, this could be past energy right now when it comes to somebody reaching out and hearing from someone. And I do feel like when it comes to a connection, this does feel like having something quite strong, something deep when it comes to the feelings and even just the bond that you share with this person. Feels quite meaningful. It does go deep. With the honeymoon card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being able to actually really embrace where things are. And I do feel like also having a lot of optimism for where things can go and the future. And I do feel like with the honeymoon card showing up over here, this does feel like fun and even pleasant moments to share with someone. And I do feel like that's on the horizon. This does also feel like holiday times being spent in a way that's quite satisfying and also fulfilling. So I do feel like it could be on the horizon when it comes to being able to actually create and build memories with someone around this time. And I do feel like with the honeymoon card showing up over here, this also feels like that sense of being able to get to a place where things feel quite blissful, like a honeymoon stage. I do feel like there's this desire to be able to work with somebody who is on the same page with you. And I do feel like even intellectually, you guys are quite, it's like being on the same page. And I do feel like with the soulmate card showing up over here, this does feel like a strong connection. I also get that with the death card in the reverse. Feels like one that is quite intensely strong. And I do feel like even with the King of Cups, when it comes to what's motivating somebody to be able to act and move towards you, it is some kind of a strong feelings towards you and strong feelings towards what things can be with you. I do feel like with this soulmate card showing up over here, this does feel like energy of two people really complement each other's energy in all of the right ways. So I do feel like there's a strong connection here. I do feel like somebody's making you, is trying to make that offer to you, is trying to reach out to you. And I do feel like this person has feelings that go quite deep. I do feel like they could also have the kind of feelings is undeniable to them when it comes to how they feel about you. They're quite strong. But I do feel like they can't fight it with that Eight of Cups showing up in the reverse. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Cancer, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will speak to you in the next reading. Bye, Cancer.